Good evening, family. It's your brother straight out of Judah coming at you with day 19 of the Wisdom series. Tonight, I will be coming at you from the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19, and the book of Sirach, chapter 19. Thank you for tuning in with me this far. 19 days in, family, we're going strong. But thank you for being here. It means a lot. And I appreciate the feedback I've been getting. I will try to speak louder. I hope that works. Without any further ado, Proverbs chapter 19. Better is the poor walking in his integrity than one of perverse lips who is a fool. Also, desire without knowledge is not good, and he who hurries with his feet sins. The foolishness of a man perverts his way, and his heart is wroth against Yahuwah. Wealth adds many friends, but the poor is separated from his friend. A false witness does not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies does not escape. Many entreat the favor of the noble, and all are friends to him who gives gifts. All the brothers of the poor shall hate him. How much more shall his friends go far from him? He pursues promises, they are gone. He who gets heart loves his own life. He who guards understanding finds good. A false witness does not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies perishes. Luxury is not fitting for a fool, much less for a servant to rule over princes. A man's discretion makes him patient, and his adorning is to pass over a transgression. The sovereign's wrath is like the roaring of a lion, but his delight is like dew on the grass. A foolish son is a calamity to his father, and a contentious wife. Contentions of a wife are a continual dripping. Houses and riches are the inheritance from fathers, but an understanding wife is from Yahuwah. Laziness makes one fall into deep sleep, and an idle being suffers hunger. He who guards the command guards his life. He who despises his ways dies. He who shows favor to the poor lends to Yahuwah, and he repays his deed. Discipline your son because there is expectation, and do not set your being on his destruction. One of great wrath bears punishment, for if you rescue him, you only have to do it again. Listen to counsel and accept discipline, so that you are wise in your latter end. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the counsel of Yahuwah that stands. What is desirable in a man is his loving commitment, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of Yahuwah leads to life, and he remains satisfied. He is not visited by evil. A lazy one buries his hand in the dish and does not bring it back to his mouth. Strike a scoffer, and the simple is made wiser. And reprove one who has understanding, and he discerns knowledge. He who plunders a father chases away his mother, is a son causing shame and bringing reproach. Cease, my son, to hear discipline, and you shall stray from the words of knowledge. A witness of Belial scorns right ruling, and the mouth of the wrong ones devours wickedness. Judgments are in store for the scoffers, and beating for the backs of fools. That was Proverbs chapter 19, verses 1 through 29. Now, family, if you will, roll with me to the book of Wisdom of Solomon. This is the last chapter in this particular book. And we'll just move right along to the book of Sirach. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19. As for the ungodly, wrath comes upon them without mercy unto the end. For he knew before what they would do, how that having given them leave to depart, and sent them hastily away, they would repent and pursue them. For whilst they were yet mourning and making lamentation at the graves of the dead, they uttered another foolish device, and pursued them as fugitives, whom they had entreated to be gone, for the destiny whereof they were worthy drew them unto this end, and made them forget the things that had already happened, that they might fulfill the punishment which was wanting to their torments, and that thy people might pass a wonderful way, but they might find a strange death. For the whole creature in his proper kind was fashioned again anew, serving the peculiar commandments that were given unto them, that thy children might be kept without hurt, as namely a cloud shadowing the camp, and where water stood before dry land appeared, and out of the Red Sea a way without impediment, and out of the violent stream a green field, where though all the people went that were defended with thy hand, seeing thy marvelous strange wonders. For they went at large like horses, and leaped like lambs, praising thee, O Yahuwah, who has delivered them. For they were yet mindful of the things that were done while they sojourned in the strange land. How the ground brought forth flies instead of cattle, and how the river cast up a multitude of frogs instead of fishes. But afterwards they saw a new generation of fowls, when being led with their appetite, they asked delicate meats. For quails came up unto them from the sea for their contentment, and punishment came upon the sinners, not without former signs by the force of thunders. For they suffered justly according to their own wickedness, insomuch as they used a more hard and hateful behavior toward strangers. For the Sodomites did not receive those whom they knew when they came, but they brought friends into bondage that had well deserved of them. And not only so, but peradventure some respect shall be had of those, because they use strangers not friendly. But these very grievously afflicted them, but whom had received with feastings, and were already made partakers of the same laws with them. Therefore, even with blindness were these stricken, as those were at the doors of the righteous man, when, being compassed about with horrible great darkness, every one sought the passage of his own doors. For the elements were changed in themselves by a kind of harmony, like as in a psaltery notes change the name of the tune, and yet are always sounds which may well be perceived by the sight of the things that have been done. For earthly things were turned into watery, and the things that before swarmed in the water were now upon the ground. The fire had power in the water, forgetting his own virtue, and the water forgot his own quenching nature. On the other side, flames wasted not the flesh of the corruptible living things, though they walked therein, neither melted they the icy kind of heavenly meat that was not, or that was of nature apt to melt. For in all things, O Yahuwah, thou didst magnify thy people and glorify them, neither didst lightly reward them, but didst assist them in every time and place. That was the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19, verses 1 through 22. Apologies for that word salad, family. The book of Sirach, or originally known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19, from the top. All right. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich, and he that contemneth small things shall fall by little and little. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent. Moths and worms shall have him to heritage, and a bold man shall be taken away. He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded, and he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned, but he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hateth babbling shall have less evil. Rehearse not unto another that which is told unto thee, and thou shalt fare never the worse. Whether it be to friend or foe, talk not of other men's lives. And if thou canst without offense, reveal them not. For he heard and observed thee, and when time cometh, he will hate thee. If thou hast heard a word, let it die with thee, and be bold. It will not burst thee. A fool travaileth with a word, as a woman in labor of child. As an arrow that sticketh in a man's thigh, so is a word within a fool's belly. Admonish a friend, it may be he have not done it, and if he have done it, that he do it no more. Admonish thy friend, it may be he hath not said it, and if he had, that he speak it not again. Admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander, and believe not every tale. There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that have not offended with his tongue? Admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. The fear of Yahuwah is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom attaineth his love. The knowledge of the commandments of Yahuwah is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. The fear of Yahuwah is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotency. If a servant say to his master, I will not do as it pleaseth thee, though afterward he do it, he angereth him that nourish him. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. There is a wickedness, and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. He that hath small understanding of and fear of Elohim is better than one that hath much wisdom, and transgress the law of the Most High. There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust, and there is one that turneth aside to make judgment appear. And there is a wise man that justifieth in judgment, there is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit, casting down his countenance, face, and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware. And if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. A man's attire, and excessive laughter, and gait, walk, shew what he is. That was the book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, from the Apocrypha, chapter 19. Well, family, that was a quick little read, little word salad for me. Excuse my my hang-ups. Just tired is all. But I thank you for tuning in with me again tonight for day 19. Day 20 will be brought to you tomorrow, so forth and so on. Continue to get wisdom, seek wisdom. Continue to love thy brother, love thy neighbor, love thy sister, love thy honor thy father and thy mother. Continue to do all these things that you have read along with me or heard me give to you from these scriptures. It's the only way to go. Stand on the word and make sure you rightly divide. Make sure you ain't getting fed nothing that you don't need to be getting fed, right? So stand on the word, search it out, rightly divide it. Be a Berean, and walk in love. Most importantly, walk in love. And also, remember, the earth is the Most High's footstool. And with us being on the earth, we are continually at his feet. Be humble. Stay humble. And get understanding. Get wisdom. And in all you're getting, get understanding. Continue to seek the face of the Most High. Continue to seek the throne, New Jerusalem, the kingdom. So, and if you hadn't already, repent. Think about everything that you've done that you were held accountable for. Repent, denounce, renounce old covenants. Break and bind, because we have the power to bind everything and send it back to where it came from. So, all right, family, it's late, and I'm finna lay it down. Y'all be good. I love y'all. Peace.